Defeat that golem, they can search the spot, and that... Hold on, I'm getting a little... Okay,
Meanwhile, the
JJSchmidt.
town of Breckenary for JJ Schmidt. Was about to purchase. Guys, oh yeah, I have Erdrick's sword. I don't want. Instead, is in the very cheap inn. And make his way out here.
Meanwhile, Mr. Holmes has managed to find the Staff of Rain cave and turns in the Silver Harp to collect the Staff of Rain. As NESCard goes to level 10 and gets 12, 12, 4, 16. Excellent level.
And home rain. So now, apart from the token, he's good to go with everything needed for Charlotte Castle.
Meanwhile, up2ng doing battle with this blue dragon, trying to spam hurt more on it. Mr. Holmes has actually found the jerk, which is where you get the rainbow drop as soon as you collect all three of the staff, the stones, and the token. But we like to call him the jerk because without the token, if you try to talk to him, he will just boot you. And we also have coal, so this is a free search spot. No need to look around the map, no need to fight golems. Just go over here, search, and discover the token. So Mr. Holmes has Sharlock access now, although at only level 8 and no Erdrick's armor to protect him against barrier tiles and Dragon Lord breath. I doubt he's going to want to go there at the moment.
Certainly not ideal.
This Axe Knight is ideal, though.
Picking up the magic armor. And now JJ is in the Staff of Rain Cave, but does not yet have the Silver Harp from inside the mountain cave, so can't quite trade that in yet.
And we have our first sighting of the Red Dragons, otherwise known as the Fun Police. As you can see right now, NESCard is not having any fun getting blasted for almost half his health, although he is trying to take the fight to this dragon. And yeah, you can see on up2ng's side, even with that full plate and large shield, he just gets blasted to oblivion for 42. Meanwhile, NESCard's still giving this red dragon a fight. Should have him down in a couple more attacks, but just having to kind of do a mini DL2 fight. Attack, heal more, and eventually you'll get it and get your experience. Although he has just burned his final heal more, but that's the last attack. 255 experience to him.
Able to duke it out, and now not a lot of resources, but is hoping to hang on here with this Wraith Knight. And does so.
Yeah, just rather nicely two-shots it.
And there's our friend the Metal Slime. Oh, one shots for exactly 42.
NESCard, you're not having much luck with the exact health kills, are ya?
All it would have done would have evaded the inevitable, as even if it had left him with one hit point, pending an excellent move critical hit, there'd be no way to no way to be able to survive that, so probably better to take the quicker death and save time to be able to venture outward.
Meanwhile, MisterHomes has located Garen's grave, which we know to be maybe at best the Death Necklace and Fighter's Ring, although they will not be in the top chests, as they were just a bunch of gold and I think a torch. Meanwhile, if NESCard can take down this Wraith Knight, he will be level 10. And there you have it. Plenty of MP on the level.
And to answer the question in chat, a gold grind is available and was actually done by JJSchmidt at the start to acquire the silver shield that was in Garenham, not too far from the castle.
Yes, our runners on the right elected to spend both of their keys to do an early gold grind, which has left them without keys, which was bad news with a nearby Garenham and Cantlin. JJSchmidt was able to convert into the silver shield, but up2ng actually died before finding Garenham and has had to stick with a large shield, so they will need to either find a chest with a magic key, although I think we're out of options now, or they will need to find the town of Rimeldar in order to get their keys.
Unless in one of the treasure chests that they stumble along, they find a magic key.
The problem is, I don't know if any chests are available now that we know that the top 3 of Garen's grave are keyless. I don't know if anybody actually got to the final chest of Mountain Cave yet, as NESCard has found Sharlock, the end objective of any given Dragon Warrior game, and right next door finds Rimeldar.
So a treasure chest behind 2 keys, and it's got a cursed belt.
Cursed belt does nothing except curse you if you equip it, but it does provide a little bit of information, as we now know that one of the items other than the armor is on a search spot, and that could very well have just been the token. We still have a flute sitting around in a chest as JJSchmidt's in Tablet Cave. I think this is the last... That was the last chance for Magic Key. I didn't see what was down there.
It was handled very efficiently, and I will admit that I missed it as well.
Meanwhile, up2ng is just taking this desert here and is just blasting Axe Knights with Hurtmore. Has already gotten to level 11. I missed the stats on that, so whenever one of our other runners, most likely NESCard, gets there, we'll have to see what was on that level as up2ng decides to just wings out. Our tracker providing the stats looked like it was fairly good strength gain, and looks like we're going to get another good stat level on 11, which I think NESCard will get upon defeating this red dragon.
It looks like from 10 to 11, it's 9 strength, 1 agility, 8 hit points, and 5 magic points.
Not too bad. JJ has found the grave of Garen, going to get the bad news that magic keys are not to be found here.
And this is where there's the interesting divergence of paths, as acquiring the gold grind early but sacrificing the key to do so, that seems to be the questionable decision one way or the other. Meanwhile, MisterHomes searching in coal and finding the token.
I believe Holmes already did that. He already has the rainbow drop. And actually, Rando is north of Coal. So right around that Coal area seems to be a couple of big things. We have Sharlock and Rimeldar. And it'll just be to our right side players to find that combination. And hopefully soon to kind of even out some of these exploration advantages our left side is found. Jake Hopper bringing up the lack of armor. Nobody with keys has found Cantlin, and the Hawksness spot is a golem, which is a very difficult enemy. Very high health and punches very hard.
And our restreamer Scousin noting at the rate everyone's leveling, they might be able to beat it without the flute. I don't know about that. And chat noting that one of our off-stream runners, Bobski, had acquired the coordinates in Cantlin to find the overworld search spot, but does not have the exact of those. We'll find out what they are on stream. Save it as a surprise. And JJ Schmidt has taken out a metal slime and is going to go up to level 11 because of it for the max 255 experience. Meanwhile, Card finding the token. So now he just needs the Staff of Rain. JJ falling to a knight.
Yeah, I ran out of MP to use Hurt more and just got taken out. up2ng finding the tablet cave. We'll see what's down here. And I believe JJ Schmidt, yes, has keys now. I don't know if that was Rimeldar or there was a key down in the tablet cave, but now JJ Schmidt will be able to do some more of this exploration, be able to find this silver harp, and soon be able to get this rainbow drop. And yes, there was a magic key in tablet.
So that balances out the exploration. So now JJ Schmidt down in the mountain cave. So he'll shortly be able to pick up the silver harp.
Yes, and with keys, I believe JJ Schmidt has found Cantlin. So be able to go and get those coordinates. Although MisterHomes is going to do it for us after just arriving in Cantlin. And yep, he's going straight there.
Zero hesitation.
Give us some numbers, old man. 84 north, 33 east.
Do they have to be big numbers? I guess beggars can't be choosers.
So more than likely, we will have to find the swamp cave, which I believe wasn't too far from Tantegel. And in there, we will have to fight some monster and rescue the princess, which, when taken back to the castle and dropped off next to the king, will give us Gwaelin's Love, also known as the GPS. As when you're about the world map, it will give you your coordinates based on your location to the castle.
Yeah, she will tell you where she is in relation to you because it's all about her. Oh, and that end treasure chest in the mountain cave is the Death Necklace. A cursed item that usually has no bearing in the vanilla version of the game. However, here in Dragon Warrior Randomizer, if you put on the Death Necklace, you get an additional 10 attack points, but at the cost of 25% of your max HP.
And you still wind up cursed.
Yeah, and there's still that whole curse thing. Yeah, that wasn't taken away. I mean, it is called the Death Necklace, after all. And we've got a Blue Dragon Guardian in the Swamp Cave.
And it looks angry.
Angry, yes, but not too problematic, all things considered. And it looks like the strength is a bit on the low side for our runners, at least at this point at level 12 with 68. You can see the numbers there up on the screen. The green numbers meaning that they're where you need them to be to take on the Dragon Lord. The orange, they're borderline. Might want to get them up a little bit higher, and the white means you're still making the climb. Don't even think about it.
Yeah, strength and agility, not too bad for this level, but still needs to go up in order to properly fight the Dragon Lord.
And it looks like we have a Rainbow Drop acquisition on JJSchmidt's side.
And NESCard manages to get away from the police on minimal health, decides to herb up to recover, and is now running around with 0 MP trying to find something.
I would imagine trying to find a town to be able to recover hit points. And magic points more specifically. But in the meanwhile, taking on a knight and continuing to cheat death.
And now up2ng, knowing where Big Silver is now printing some more money and is finally going to go and pick that up and gain 10 extra defense.
So the second gold grind within a half hour here for up2ng.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate for him. MisterHomes carrying the princess to the Spike Tile in Hawksness, gonna find the golem there. Unless this red dragon has something to say about it.
And Card has found a town, and he makes it in. And it's the town. He's back at Cole.
Yeah, gonna get recovered here.
And up2ng has made it to Garenham, so he's going to pick up that silver shield momentarily. JJ, meanwhile, going to get the rather elaborate coordinates.
Meanwhile, MisterHomes wasting quite a bit of MP taking out this red dragon. And is going to get level 12.
But throw up the heal more and see what happens, and there's the golem, and he's going to swipe at it.
Yeah, he can give this a chance, especially with that Karshindo Chikeki.
Critical hit will certainly help, and he takes out the golem. And there's Erdrick's armor. It was guarded by the golem.
Yes, so this means the flute is on the coordinates, which it will help against that golem, but always nice to get a timely crit to help you just push past something like that.
So it turns out that the elaborate coordinates will be nothing more than a time sink. Should one go to look for what they think might be the armor and not go after the golem.
And meanwhile, MisterHomes just heads right back into Swamp Cave. He is actually in grind and go mode, unless that death necklace turns out to be relevant. And he's just gonna fight this blue dragon over and over until he's red.
And a virtual high five on the part of JJ Schmidt and MisterHomes. Up2ng, meanwhile, is in the mountain cave. I believe for the first time at this point.
Yeah, up2ng being late on the keys, just now getting in the mountain cave, going to find the harp and likely the death necklace.
And also finding an Axe Knight. Great enemy to go after.
Meanwhile, NESCard finds level 13. Okay, not quite.
It's just 3 experience shy of level 13.
Someone get us a Drakey. But up2ng will provide us the stats of 2, 2, 21, and 1.
As will MisterHomes at the same time.
Yeah, MisterHomes, I believe, has been behind in experience for a little bit, but not so much when all you're focused on is the grind.
But now taking the time to recover, having no MP left. And you can see the totals there getting a little bit better, but still going to need a couple more levels at least to get that attack power. Generally, you want it to be at a minimum 128.
NESCard going to pick up his coordinates for the fairy flute.
And there's the death necklace over on up2ng's side. And it looks like Card might be counting out those coordinates.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of north you can go, and, well, we all know what NESCardinality is famous for. If you were watching him on his stream, he'd have a camera pointed at a piece of paper that he likes to draw maps on. One hand playing the game, one hand drawing maps, and he's about to put that to use. Also Wheel of Fortune.
Well, that's usually after the particular seed is run. It's what he refers to as the main event. And wow. 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 He counted that with little issue.
Yeah, so that's going to save him a bit of time, not having to go take the princess back and then wasting more time at the end of the game with Princess Gwaelin coming out to ride off into the sunset with you. And he will actually gain level 13.
And Jay Coper noting that that'll make the golems easier to farm if he wants to go the option of farming it. But it's not usually ideal, as Skousen noting, as every time you play the fairy flute, I believe it takes 8 seconds. That adds up pretty quickly.
Meanwhile, JJSchmidt going after this golem without the flute. So he's about to get the good news if he can take this down. And there you go, level 13 and about to pick up the armor, and well, he will be in grind mode. About 1,000 experience behind MisterHomes.
Things are moving rather swiftly here. And to avoid the proverbial commentator's curse, I will simply leave it at that. Actually, strike that. I think I can add that. Pretty safe to say that this will be a sub 3-hour seed.
Might even be sub 2.
Well, let's not get hasty now, Smashy.
Well, we're about to see what level 14 brings us. It has 9 power, 9 agility, 14 health, and 8 magic. I'd have to see the MP once MisterHomes or, well, Tracker can help us. Yes, 132 health. That is actually enough to put on the Death Necklace, but MisterHomes lacks it. And that may actually be important because I believe this is a winnable Dragon Lord with the Death Necklace and the Fighter's Ring. That gets you to 131 attack power, and you have about 13 heal mores. I imagine it'd be a pretty close fight, but I imagine it'd be winnable.
Now, yes, the Dragon Lord has a range of anywhere from 150 to 165 hit points. More than in the vanilla game, where it's merely 130. So if it's a higher... Yeah, if it's a higher total, that would certainly make it a little bit more cumbersome.
Yeah, MisterHomes and NESCard went into Mountain Cave early and died. Neither one got to that final chest in the Mountain Cave, which contains the Death Necklace. So this may be the chance that our left side has to kind of catch that up, as they both do have the Death Necklace and could take a chance on 14.
And yeah, given how strength-starved the seed has been, at least for the better, well, for pretty much for all of it thus far, that finding the Fighter's Ring would certainly be a good thing. So you have to wonder if MisterHomes, for example, is going to divert off to the treasury down in the final basement of Sherlock.
And that looks like exactly what's happening. MisterHomes is going to dive right now, looking for both the Death Necklace and the Fighter's Ring. We know he's not going to find the Death Necklace, but pretty good chance the Fighter's Rings will be down here to provide 2 more attack power.
Well, if he has enemies like wizards there, certainly easy to work up another level on the way down.
Yeah, I believe he actually has 88 defense power, which is enough to defense break all the way up to the Green Dragon. So quite a few targets he could find here to pick up some experience on the way down.
Yeah, 4 enemies that the most that they'll hit for is 15 hit points. But the Axe Knight is not one of them. So Holmes ideally looking for a green dragon, a star wyvern, a werewolf, or a wizard.
Meanwhile, NESCard's hit 14 and is just going for level 15 on this golem. NESCard, not having the silver shield, will not have the luxury of being able to defense break as many of these monsters, so the grind on the way down is not as appealing to him. So I think he's just going to take level 15, and then if those stats are good, then that'll be it for him. As up2ng about to pick up the Staff of Rain to enable the collection of the Rainbow Drop, catching up to our runners and key items.
And as you look at the experience totals, only about 800 experience separating our 4 featured runners here.
MisterHomes actually electing to run from the green dragon. Not sure if he didn't realize that he actually has the defense break on it, but maybe just looking to finish out the level on the bottom floor.
Or I'm not sure if if we missed it earlier, there might have been something that the green dragon had that he wanted to avoid, like a sleep spell or something along those lines. Werewolves, on the other hand, he's certainly going to go for.
Yeah, werewolves only have 86 attack power, so the 88 defensive power is enough to defense break them.
So making the dive down, picking favorable matchups, is about 650 experience away from level 15. And now we're going to take a look here in the treasury.
As soon as he gets up here, I guess we can do a pyramid game for Fighter's Ring.
Well, it's a little late to the game here.
And well, a quick one. Although there is 2 chances for it to be outside Sharlock entirely in the bottom of the grave, so these 6 chests, Judge's Table, and Grave. Go. Gold. Herb. Gold. Fighter's Ring.
There it is. And the wings, but no death necklace.
Slaps that Fighter's Ring on. Now the question is, does MisterHomes go back up to the Judge's Table, or does he just finish the level off here?
Well, he's only 513 experience away. I mean, that could be handled in, what, 4 of these green dragons? Now he's only down to 378.
Yeah, and something to note, if this is a huge strength gain on level 15, Holmes is made down here with his entire MP stock intact. He could just go for game right now.
Well, we'll see. Now 243 away.
Also, Wizard's down here. up2ng hitting level 14, taking a long look at those stats. And up2ng might be making the dive. We got Repel going out. I think he still needs to get the Rainbow Drop, but other than that, he's good to go. And, okay, level 15, what you got?
Oh, only 2 power. So with 123 attack, ooh, you're looking at a range. It's a bit low. It's only 5 to 11 per attack on the second form of the Dragon Lord. but you have a lot of MP. Although that 13 MP gain not able to be seen on this dive here, you're stuck at the 106.
Mr. Holmes going to at least get the information of this final spike tile, and it's the Armor Knight. Don't think we've seen too many of those be a threat with the early Heartmore.
It hasn't really made its presence felt too much, at least not that I've seen.
Certainly trying to chop down Mr. Holmes, but not having much success as it goes down. He's thinking about it. The one advantage that Mr. Holmes has is 142 HP is very good for double hits, so he might just try to grind this down with a bunch of double attacks. And he also just gained enough agility to defense break Dragon Lord 1, so this may go a bit more smoothly.
Yeah, this is going to be a lengthy battle, but we will see if it's a doable one.
Thinking about it, you saw the 8 come out from Dragon Lord. That's the result of the defense break. Thinking hard about this. And there's the 1 from the Dragon Lord. That 90 defense coming in big.
Great gamble, no back attack. So starting off with an 8. Again, the range is going to be 5 to 11. And there's a max 11, we're up to 19.
Gonna get a bunch of swings off on this first round, but has to heal more after taking a 41.
Well, still able to start off with a triple attack. Not bad at all. We got another 11, we're up to 36. And another 9 to make 45. Again, the Dragon Lord is anywhere between 150 and 165.
Seeing a lot of fire breath, that is not what you want to see here. But it's going to get a double here.
And gets a near minimum 6 for it. There's another 10 for 69. Up to 78 now. Potentially at around the halfway point. And there's another 8 for 86.
Gets the double attack.
So we're at 92. Still with 6 heal mores left.
Considering that you're somewhat expecting 2 attacks to begin with, we'd say he's about 3 extra attacks so far, just trying to whittle this guy down. Gonna have to heal more here to take him to 4 left.
So at 111 at this point, and
Guaranteed
another double digit. And a nice 9 as well. 130 at this point.
And it looks
Depending
like
on the rolls, this is close. Oh, another 9 up to 139.
JJSchmidt is right there. Didn't even go to the treasury. That extra attack power. Don't even need the fighter's ring anymore.
$153. He's got 1 heal more left. I think this is pretty well in there. Another 8 for 161. Ooh, this is a high one. So the next attack should do it here. And a 7, and that's going to do it for 168.
Yeah, able to just grind him down with those double attacks. Just going to return. And soon we will have our winner. Actually going to have to waste a little time, because bringing Gwalen this way will kind of trigger the extra dialogue, but Yeah, comfortable victory here. 52:48, the official SRL time. MisterHomes is the winner.
Yeah, a little bit of a delay to the start of the timer, so that's why it's reading in the 50-minute mark. But yeah, 52:48 official SRL time.
Meanwhile, JJSchmidt has put on the Death Necklace to challenge the Dragon Lord with 131 attack power. Should have a much faster fight as he's already hitting for 14. That's near max form.
So JJ on the Dragon Lord battle, and up2ng and Card both in Sherlock.
Yeah, NESCard actually about to gain level 16 here. Before too much longer, a few more wizards will do. Meanwhile, up2ng charging on ahead, just has a few more steps to take and then he'll be in the final zone. Although the boys in blue having a little word with him. In fact, I think we're about to see, yep, level 16 from NESCard. Let's see what it's got.
2 power, 12 speed, 1 hit point, and 7 magic points. Well, that agility is certainly going to help with not having the silver shield.
Yeah, Death Necklace really coming into play here.
And off-stream, Beta Strep has finished in second at 55:01.
Meanwhile, JJSchmidt doing the swag attack had good count on the Dragon Lord's health. Knew it was enough to finish it off, even though he had to heal more, and is going to finish a race. Actually going to be the second player to carry Gwaelin up to the king. Kind of had 2 players carrying the princess to the Dragon Lord and then to the king, as JJSchmidt in a time of 55:50 finishes in 3rd place.
And up2ng putting on the Death Necklace.
And we have MisterHomes with us. Nice little seed for us today. Do you think?
Alright, sorry, I keep forgetting I have push to talk. Thanks so much. How are you doing today?
We're doing alright. GG, a fantastic run. Hard to complain about a sub 53-minute seed.
No kidding. The only thing I regret is maybe not spending a bit more time looking for chests for the Death Necklace. But, I mean, given the same circumstances, I probably would have made the exact same decision. So it's just hindsight is 20/20 here.
Well, in terms of location, it wasn't too far from home, as it was actually in the mountain cave in the basement of Tantagel, but it was the deepest chest in the mountain cave.
Right, and that's the only one I didn't get. I got 4 of them, so... Basically, like, I had all the other quest items. I figured, man, it might not even be necessary, like, especially on this jet seat, just, like, find everything you need and then go. And thankfully it just worked out.
Yeah, we kind of noticed the players that went for the early keys dived in there earlier and died and didn't get there, while a couple of our on-stream runners elected for the early gold grind, and thus they went into Mountain Cave later and were able to make it down there. So, kind of divergence from the start leading to that.
Right, yeah, and it's interesting for me because I actually incorporated the Mountain Cave into my gold grind. Like, I did it pretty early with the intention of opening at least 2 chests and then dying and reopening the gold in the starting castle. But yeah, I did it at an early level, so I got popped out by like a red dragon or an axe knight or something.
Yeah, I think there were some axe knights down in the mountain cave that they were helpful later once Hurtmore was acquired, and by later I mean about a minute and a half in when everybody was at level 4.
Right, I got a bit lucky. I was able to take one of the axe knights out, and that made a huge difference. I was just at level 4. I'd just gotten it. Or no, level 5, sorry. And I went from 165 experience to like 300. It was great. Basically skipped a level.
And up2ng has just taken out the Dragon Lord, so he's gonna make the promenade up Tanagal Castle and get the accolades.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I was assuming when I first made the decision to dive at level 14 or 15 or whatever it was, I had assumed that with the Death Necklace I would be able to win. And then as I got into the castle, I decided, hey, actually it's a pretty close fight. And so I kind of switched gears and decided to fight stuff on the way down, just to make a Death Necklace fight safer, and in case it wasn't there, then maybe I'd still be able to do it anyway.
Yeah, that health really helped out with getting you those extra attacks you needed. How did it feel to hit that crit on that golem while you were killing the princess and buying the armor?
Right, well, I mean, that's just nice because it speeds things up. I mean, I'm not sure if the princess did anything specific, but we can.
I'm sure she cheered you on from the back while you were fighting the Dragon Lord.
Either that or I used her like a freaking like a hammer or something like that. Who knows? No one else has joined in so far. I'm surprised.
Yeah, a few of our runners just finishing up.
up2ng getting 4th place with a time just under the hour at 59:38.
And NESCard actually electing to go on 16 instead of getting the last little bit of experience to finish out that level.
I can never remember which level I fight, honestly. Did I fight at 16?
You went at 15.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
Everybody that finished at 15 so far.
Right. Did anyone else finish at 15 without the Death Necklace? Because I'd be very impressed if they did.
Neither of our on-stream runners, neither JJ nor up2ng, finished without the Death Necklace. Looks like Card he's on the Dragon Lord now. He did not acquire the Silver Shield, but Fiend had a nice defensive boost of 12 agility for a 6th additional defense.
Right, so you'd only be 4 less than what we were at. But I think I was defense breaking DL1, which actually made a big deal in getting through that fight with as much health as possible. I had to think a long time. Like, I was at 128 health, and I could have dealt the killing blow, but I was just running through everything in my brain, and I decided to try and go for full health, and thankfully it worked out when he attacked me for 1 damage.
And in chat with us is up2ng.
What's up, guys?
Racer. Good job on the sub hour, even though it was only good enough for 4th. Still a really good run. How did you feel early on when you took that early death to drop you to about, I'd say about 11,000 gold, and then you saw the Garenham shop?
Yeah, that was a bummer because I knew that I could have gotten the silver shield the first time around, but we had so much. By the time I got over there, I think I already had heal more, hurt more, Urgic sword. I wasn't really worried about it. It was time to just make progress. I knew that eventually I'd just set up a regular grind for it. It was pretty conveniently nearby, for a regular gold grind. So that wasn't too bad. I guess it was unfortunate that I took a death in Hawksness the first time around. I didn't go back there for like another half hour. But other than that, like I was hopeful that I was going to win. Like I felt like I was going to get sub hour. Nobody had finished yet. I was halfway through Sharlock, and then everybody just started finishing. It's like, oh my god, everybody's fast tonight.
Yeah, very fast C tonight, and fairly early level to finish as well. Seems like everybody that's finished so far only took the level 15 to do it. So.
Yeah, I think that 14
might
have been possible. I don't know, MisterHomes, you finish at 14 maybe? I don't know. I think that was possible.
So, fun story. I finished at 15, but I never had the death necklace. So my damage range on DLT was 5 to 11. And I just
I felt like that was possible also. Yeah. Okay. So that's not bad. But you had like 140 something health at 15, right? So
right, but I had actually leveled on the way, so I didn't get the extra MP boost, so I only had 13 heal mores, and I needed to hit him 20 times, and thankfully everything worked out. I was kind of forced into fighting it just based on circumstance.
Okay.
Meanwhile, 2 more finishes have come in. NESCard, the final of our featured runners, finishes in 5th place with a 104.14, and then about 35 seconds after, Marth SR finishes in 6th place. And right after that, Zarnax finishes in 7th with a 105.07.
It's funny you say that because I could see how it was easy to miss the death necklace. The harp was the last thing I found. I was in the mountain cave, and I just decided, you know what, I'll just get these last 2 chests anyways. Take the next 15, 20 seconds. There were a couple of good enemies in the cave anyway. And the last chest was the death necklace. It was the last one in the mountain cave. So I could have easily just cast outside and skipped the last chest, and then I wouldn't have had it. So could see how that would happen.
To get that chest.
It made life a lot easier.
Our featured runners that didn't get it went into the mountain cave early and died to the enemies down there. There was a pretty strong zone down there. While the other runners that didn't start with keys decided to go grind instead, when they went to the mountain cave, they had that higher level. They were able to survive and get that death necklace.
So did you use the return spell, or did you use your key, MisterHomes?
I used the return spell.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I was able to keep.
I've decided that I like using the key better in that situation. I like to be able to set up the level 1 grind. I guess
in that situation, I only ever do a level 1 grind if I know there's a town. I hate doing it when I haven't seen anything. So if I went outside, walked around, and then I saw Garenham right away, then I might do that.
And then you reset your whole game.
Yeah, do a hard reset.
Well, I don't know how everybody finished so fast. I felt like I did really well in that seed, except, like I said, if I had the Urgic's armor earlier, it would have saved me a couple of trips getting the princess, different things like that. But it's only got to be a minute or 2 out of my way. I did everything kind of en route, so I had to come back a second time for Hawksness. I ran into a red dragon the first time in the town before getting to the spot, and so I just, obviously the armor was there, and I didn't know that until the end of the game.
Right. Actually, the armor was the very, very last thing I got. I don't think I got it till about 40 minutes in. So I ended up basically exploring the South American way and counterclockwise. And found Garenham, then Cole, then Romualdar, then Sharlock, and then kind of looped my way all the way back. I'm not even convinced I died once this seed, actually. I might not have.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those seeds that you didn't have to die necessarily. I mean, I took a death warp out of the grave because I had... So the way I got keys was I found a key in the tablet cave. So then I only had one key, and so I was going through the grave, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to like go through the grave, you know? And then I realized like if I used my one key on that door, I would have been, you know, out of keys. So then like I ran into a metal slime, and I just like let it kill me, and, you know, just did the grind from there. So luckily, like nothing important was in the bottom of the grave, because that's how things went for me. But
yeah, I don't think any of our runners went down to the bottom of the grave.
I never
We
found
shall never
Rumildar,
know
so
what was down there.
I never found Rumildar, so if that key was not in the tablet cave, I'd still be looking for keys.
Rimmildar was actually really close to Sharlock and Cole, so I imagine you will have stumbled upon it before too long, as I believe we have a NESCard.
That's me. So I had a super unlucky Hurtmore from a metal slime at the bottom of the mountain cave. I'm told that the death necklace was there.
It
And I
is.
just never went back because I never needed things. So I went and did the rest of the game, and I ended up having to grind 2 more levels than everyone else, and that's the reason I wasn't in the top 2.
One more level. It looks like everybody's finishing at 15.
Yeah, it's
Although
almost
I
like
believe-
I wonder if sometimes like you gotta clear out the chest just to look for the death necklace. It's just sometimes like that important. I don't know. It's hard to say, but for me, I got the harp in the mountain cave and decided to just clear the rest of the cave, specifically looking for the death necklace. It was fairly late at that point. I already had the hit points and stuff, so I kind of knew it would be like helpful to have it. But yeah, sometimes like it's really important.
I'm actually kind of wondering. You went to, I think, about 11,500 experience and then just went for the Dragon Lord. Is there any reason you didn't finish out the level?
Yeah, it was 750 more experience, and I was starting to run out of HP, and I didn't want to start dipping into herbs or using any more heal mores. You know, I was looking at the math, I knew it was really close, and as you saw, it came down to my final attack. But I realized that it was still right to fight, and continuing to fight for the next level instead would have cost me a lot of time heal walking in addition if I didn't lose any HP. So that's what it came down to. Even though there were great enemies, I was also getting hit by a lot of bad ones and, you know, failing to run from blue dragons and stuff like that. So I just couldn't risk it.
Yeah, I noticed you never picked up the silver shield, so in the end it wound up you couldn't defense break the green dragons that were down there, which couldn't have helped.
Yeah, everything was going so well. I didn't want to waste time grinding for the silver shield. I didn't want to waste time looking for the death necklace. And I just got extremely unlucky that we got these 2 levels with double-digit HP in the very end game that barely made the death necklace possible. And it might not have even been so bad. I might have been able to grind 1 more level and gotten, you know, a huge strength boost. It was just really, really bad luck that the death necklace was just barely in range. I think we had 131 HP at level 14.
132, I believe. A bit of an update off stream. Our final runner, Bobski, is actually just taking out Dragon Lord 1 and is about to begin his battle against the Dragon Lord to finish the seed out for everybody. So good luck to him. And, well, yeah, very fast seed tonight. All these sub ones. Could have everybody finish under 90 minutes, which, considering how many seeds I've seen be absolute slogs, this is a nice change of pace.
Gotta have those every once in a while.
Be fun to watch this back and see how you guys managed to keep up with the first 10 minutes with 4 erasers going, you know, through several levels and getting all kinds of spells and awesome. It was a crazy beginning to the game.
I have a 2-word answer to that, up2ng. We didn't. It's just that simple.
That'll be fun to see.
Yeah, we try as we might. There was you blinked and you missed about 7 things.
Yeah, just everybody going at jet speed. Really hard to keep up with. And at the end, it was actually pretty close. Right as the dives were starting, everybody was within about 1,000 experience of each other. And I think I think you said up2ng, you were diving, thinking you were going for the win, and then suddenly, 3 people finished.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I'm going to get a sub hour, even though it was one of those seeds, I felt like I had a shot to win. And I was like, wow, this is great. And just everybody else had a good seed too, I guess. So yeah, cool. It's cool that the whole community is just getting so good that you never know what it's going to take to win now.
Yeah, I mean, you see
I'm
the
going to get out of your way
clusters.
so you can wrap it up. So thanks for the Restream team for putting it together tonight. Appreciate it. See you next time.
Thanks. Good game, up2ng. So yeah, I mean, noting the clusters, a 49-second difference between second and third. I mean, you have, 53 seconds between 5th and 7th place. So there's certainly a lot of, a lot of clustering together. I mean, a lot of very minute decisions that could have affected things one way or another. So it's kind of hard to say, if only someone had done this. I mean, there are so many if-onlys when it comes to these things.
Yeah, you get that little bit of divergence, and in this case, it quickly turned into a lot of divergence, and I think we are about to have an official race complete. Bobski has just finished off the Dragon Lord, making the walk up to the King. I'm sure we will have a dot down here in a couple of seconds to confirm the time.
In the meanwhile, I just put the link up there in chat. If you want to give Dragon Warrior Randomizer a try yourself here, the link is in chat there to download the randomizer and also to get some tips or find some people to race against. You can join the Discord as well. And Bobski has finished in 8th place here with an official time of 74. It was a sub 75-minute race.
Yeah, just excellent times all around. And that will indeed complete our weekly Warrior Wednesday, as all of our runners have finished. So GG's to all of them. Thanks to you, Veron Burgundy, for helping to try to sort through this mess in commentary, and a shout out to the rest of the Scoutson providing the restream tonight, and Cyberdark providing the tracking.